Hey everybody, how's it going? Mickey Severson, the Harambe keeper in my, ghetto, abode, you know, ghetto abode of one. This week's topic is going to be, we're gonna get right into it. Well, I gotta, you know, pay the you know. Anyways, let me give you a breakdown of what goes on, all the programming every week. So, okay, Monday through Friday at 08 Central Standard Time, but it's all Central Standard Time. Wake Up Gallatin with Carl. So that's at 8 o'clock in the morning if you're really in the mood to get up that early. Ugh. So yeah, Tuesday at 1700 or 5 o'clock for you civilians. It's the flagship show, with Wool Radio Entertainment, with Pimp, Goose, and whoever else just happens to come on. Let's see. We got on Wednesday. We got Blue Phoenix Gaming with Jennifer. I've seen some of the stuff she's done. It's pretty decent. As far as the top tens go on the flagship show, those people are just like I'd call them dumb as a brick, but then I'd have to apologize to bricks. The top 10, I don't know what those people are thinking. Okay, Thursday at 1400 Central Standard Time is Cars and Coronas with Gapplebees. Gapplebees is cool. I follow his gaming and he's pretty cool, and I'd love to collaborate with him on some stuff on some time. It'd be awesome. Uh, Thursday at 7, at 5, me, Harambe Keeper. We're gonna start incorporating some of my once me and GI Low, Pete Barlow go. I'm gonna do some generalized stuff about how to write. I'm not a grammatical editor. I'm a psychological editor. So I'm gonna teach you how to beat back the writer's block and get stuff from your brain into the laptop as efficiently and as effectively as possible. So be ready for that. Okay, let's see. Happy hour with William. I'm not sure when that's going to be. We're going to get that back. I don't know when, but it's coming back because he's awesome. I like him. He's cool. Hot boxing with Matt. He and I have been collaborating quite a bit lately. Yeah, there's some plans in place to do some really cool stuff, and we're having a lot of fun. Because I get to be free spirited and stupid and have fun, and you know. And let's see, let's see. Okay, that's Saturday at 1900 Central Standard Time. Hot box with Matt. Sunday at 1400 Central Standard Time is the Ale Train Fighters with Don and Nico and Athen in some configuration or another. 1700 somewhere with Athen, Shay, and whoever else happens to be on, just based on what's going on. And there you go. That's the lineup. So, all right. This week I had Chad Chase on a little while back where we talked about his horror story with the VA. And yes, Air Force veterans have horror stories with the VA too. We got to show them some love and give them some credit for taking some abuse from the VA, because the VA, it's what they do. It's their superpowers to abuse veterans. But, they galvanize us to work together to help veterans where they screw up, and we're not going to get into that tonight. No, tonight we're going to talk about veteran nonprofits. Okay, we're going to talk about the veteran nonprofit, Chad Chase and I. He's trying to help me get stuff done with my issues. So he and I are joined at the hip, and well, there's a lot of stuff going on. Chad and I are going to be collaborating on a couple things, and my plan is to help veterans. I've been mentioning it before, and I apologize if I come across as repetitive, but I really want to pound this into you guys that we can't just complain about the VA. I hate the VA with a passion, but me just complaining about the VA that I hate with a passion it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing effective. So I'm granted, one of my rules will be you have to say something about the VA that's honest in just such a way where we ideally shame them into changing their ways. I mean, I think they're irreparable, but they're what we're stuck with, and we can't make other veterans' lives harder with the VA. So yes, we need to shame them into to oblivion, but we also need to come up with alternatives to the VA, and maybe scare the VA into treating us better. Because where I live here, the VA, I'm on their radar. They know I'm running my mouth about them. And boy, when a couple of local individuals won't get anywhere near me after I started running my mouth about the VA, I know I'm getting their attention. And I'm not going to stop until they start doing right by us in a way that we're cool with, not the way they're cool with. But we're going to talk about nonprofits tonight because the VA does nothing effective in that regard. So we got to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of nonprofits. So let's get Chad Chase in here and get to, All right, Chad, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man? I'm doing good.
Well, I learned that one of my buddies at the gym almost ran me over on my way home yesterday. So, I already know. Like today,
Damn, dude, an asshole. He should have offered to give you a ride.
Well, he and I get along really well, so I kind of, brushed it off. And
Right.
on the bright side, I got a little extra cardio in because once he told me that before I left the gym today, I actually took a detour because rush hour traffic was hitting hard. And I mean hard. And like the back way I take is reasonably safe as far as not getting hit. But the hills,
Right.
my lungs are toasty warm by the time I get to the gym, and my legs are nice and toasty warm.
Right.
Yeah. So
It's
I get
already a workout.
Oh yeah, but I have to take the other way back because everybody who wants to avoid rush hour traffic takes that back way, and then that gets clogged up. And then I'm pissing people off, even though I'm on the side of the road. I'm clogging up traffic, and
Right.
it's great. I'm the antagonist I've always wanted to be, dude. So yeah, we got a good laugh out of that. So yeah, I think with the detour, I rode my bike about 15 miles today because it was under 50 degrees. I didn't have gloves, and yeah, don't bike ride with it unless you're completely bundled up if you're bike riding under 50 degrees. So, and get good inner tubes, not the cheap, crappy Walmart inner tubes that break on you because, they're not rated for 270, 275, even though I'm 255-ish. I've got a pack on with all my stuff.
Right.
So there you go. So there you go. Jennifer Westerman says, hello, hello. She's like doing her British thing. Okay. She's doing her British thing. That's cute. I almost have your new icon done. Hey, thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's going to be the icon. Something's going to happen with it. Between Carl and Jennifer, something's going to happen with my icon because I got to get it on the merch so I can start making me some money so I can start, raising me some funds so I can build.
Right.
So I got to build Smokezilla. That's what we're going to call it, Smokezilla. It's going to be obnoxiously large, which means I made it. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, basically what we're going to do, we're going to build that, and if I can get everything working right, however it ends up, I'm going to end up dragging that damn thing to Warrior Fest so we can have a cookout.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah. So how have you had a lot of experience with nonprofits? I've had experience with nonprofits, and it has been, well, we'll get into the New Jersey incident because my Wounded Warrior Project guy, Jonathan Pruden, God bless that man. He's earned it. He's got a V device on his long-suffering badge. I'm going to just say it. When you can piss off the squeaky clean voice of reason, you done screwed the pooch.
Right.
Because I'll give you an example. The $63,000, I think it was like a $63,000 bill from the state of New Jersey to the VA chart. the VA, the state of New Jersey tried to make me pay $63,000 for a hey pimp, what's up? They tried to pawn off the bill on me. Now, right after I came out of my coma, I wasn't really coherent for it, but apparently I filled out some paperwork because for the whatever the state of New Jersey's charity fund is,
Right.
the VA pawned off the bill on the charity fund, and John I could see the smoke coming out of his ears from where he lives.
Yeah, I don't see how the VA does stuff like that. Even like in my case, I've got Medicare because I have Social Security,
Mm-hmm.
but the VA bills Medicare for
Mm-hmm.
service-connected conditions, which are
Yeah.
supposed to be covered by the VA, which,
Mm-hmm.
it's the government doing the government's own shit, so it's not going to make sense. But why
Right.
do they get to do that? If it was the other way, if it was the other way around, it seems, just the VA does a lot of stuff that's suspect.
Hey, April, how you doing? Yeah, suspect is SOP for them, dude. It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is really the problem we have is the VA gets to do whatever they want. Okay, and when they
Always.
don't want, I don't have insurance, so everything I want, the VA will simply utter the words, federal regulations will not allow that for us to do that.
Right.
Every single time,
But
without fail.
you've got to learn the loopholes and learn to work within the VA system. I mean, think of it like martial arts, where you're going to use your opponent's own bullshit against them.
Right.
Because there's ways within the VA to make the VA work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And most anything can be accomplished within the VA system if you're willing to jump through the hoops the VA puts before you. But that's the problem, is how much bullshit is whatever you want from them worth giving, because you're going to have to invest time in your life going through the shit. Because okay, every communication you get from the VA is like 20 pages. One page is important, and the rest of it is the federal regulations and the bullshit, which the VA doesn't follow any of it anyway. So it's like,
no.
Here's 20 pages of the rules we're going to break right here.
Right. And that's the problem.
To find the ways to make it work within that system.
Right. Well, here's the thing. My problem is John won't admit it. He will not admit it to anybody, but he told me flat out, dude, they don't like you. So I feel like
the VA's definitely got their shit list and the notes they make and stuff in your case. Always. Definitely. But you've got to, number one, every VAMC is its own. Think of it as it's its own country. The VA does it like that for their own benefit. That's another story. But because of that, you can use that to your own benefit. Do not be afraid to completely switch VAMCs, because the bullshit from one usually doesn't follow you to the other, because they're on different systems. And unless you make someone go digging for it, which here and there, but usually you can get your way by switching VAMCs, at least in my experience.
I guess I might have to pony up some money to get me find a way to get me a decent vehicle so I can drive to a VA that's decent, because from what
right, you don't have to drive now. They do it all by video. It used to be you would have to go once a year, but now they do it by video.
Well, I guess I'm going to call up my caseworker, because he gave me this crappy little iPad. I'm gonna message him, and I'm gonna be like, hey, from now on, everything is telehealth. I want to be
right. Definitely.
I'm gonna find a VAMC that is supposedly, how do I want to say it? That is supposedly competent doctors that don't dislike me, and just they're not. Salisbury VA is not even subtle about not liking me anymore. They're not even subtle about it.
Yeah, definitely switch VAs. By the time, I had trouble like that at the Hampton VA, and it never got better. So I switched, and it made a world of trouble. Even here, when I moved to Georgia, at first I was registered with the Augusta VA, and they have a CBOC 15 minutes down the road from my house. It's off the same road,
Okay,
and I had nothing but trouble. So I switched to Atlanta, which Atlanta's close. Atlanta's same distance, 175 miles, 178 miles, but the closest CBOC is far enough away that I qualify for community care just by switching to a different VAMC.
Gotcha.
Pre-COVID, I had to go once a year to Atlanta, but now that it's COVID, everything is via video. It has been so easy.
Oh, okay, hold on a second. Jennifer, chill, relax. I will not rip on T-Mobile. I always rip on the VA. It's, as a matter of fact, I was even jokingly telling Chad, you must say something horrible about the VA as a prerequisite to be on my show, and we've pretty much covered that. So let's switch over to nonprofits. From what I'm noticing, nonprofits have this thing to where they have their wheelhouses. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And are they being just bludgeoned to death with endless regulations, or are they so scared?
In some cases, yes, they've got to do stuff within a certain purview to qualify for their 501c3 paperwork. And they have got to micromanage every single penny coming in and out of them. So a lot of them, yeah, they are, they're bound by regulations.
Gotcha.
And, with nonprofits, there's, you got great ones and there's good ones. There's a lot of small ones that you never hear about except for word of mouth that are doing great things. And then Wounded Warrior Projects, every vet's worst, whatever they say is the worst, which Wounded Warrior, I don't know about on the $1 million scale of it, but the local people in the Southwest region that I've met through there have been very responsive and very good, and I can't say anything bad about them.
Well, the New Jersey incident, as a matter of fact, I'll see if I can get, hey, Goose, if you're watching, do me, okay, all I'll say is when I can put it up, I'll put it up on the Whoa HQ page. You can see what my triglycerides were. As a matter of fact, I'll send it to you here in a little bit. My triglycerides were over 10,000. Okay. Yes, it's possible to have your triglycerides over 10,000. And all they said, I can't find it in my records. I'm gonna have to look again, but they said my blood sugars were over 1,000. So there's a whole story where they had to fly my sister in from Wisconsin to New Jersey to drive my car home because I was in no condition to drive. So yeah, Jonathan Pruden he's the guy they send all the problem children pain in the asses to. And so, yeah, in that respect, when it comes to that, they're pretty damn good because, yeah. Yeah, it started out with my vision went to hell and they had to give me glasses. They put me in a hotel. Yeah, they've been really cool about that. But the problem is when it comes to finding nonprofits to pick up the slack for the VA, it is challenging. Like he's trying to help me find one really, all I know is it's a super, super, super small mom and pop nonprofit that we haven't heard from in a while. So we're a little worried, they're trying to help me out with some stuff to where because rumor has it I'm getting the stimmy this weekend. So I got to spend that on a few things. And yeah, we're going to have to talk offline about some stuff. So, cause I got to get stuff done. What I want to do is just get an A to B vehicle. Ideally. And just the Jeep just needs to be in full project status now. Okay. That way there's a series of things that has to happen in order for me to get the Jeep in full project status. And when I mean full project status, the body will come off the frame. There is this literal thing called a body rotisserie. Okay. And the guy I want to do the body work is going to sand the whole thing by hand, grit by grit, yeah, he took one look at it and he said 6 months, $50,000 off the top of my head minimum on both accounts, and my wallet actively had tried to escape from my pants. So
that's craziness.
But he's doing it all by hand. Like, yeah. No, the Jeep needs to be and I also promised in the book it was going to be rebuilt from a frame up if I made enough money off all the stuff I want to make money off of, you know. So I got to kind of keep that promise too. And if I want to do rest mod projects for other people, I'll put a picture. I'll put a picture of the Jeep in the Whoa HQ page in her tragic current condition, and you'll be like, and you'll see why I want to do mine first. Because if you were to see her now, you'd be like, you aren't touching my stuff. No. That's not how this works. So yeah, but no. Back to the nonprofit thing. My thing is for me. Okay, this is going to sound horrible because my triglycerides and my blood sugars were skyrocketed to the point where I was in a coma, you know. I mean, the nurse literally used the term diabetic coma. And I have no problem when it's that high. I go to the gym 6 days a week, no matter what. Right. Unless I'm just too beat down. When I run out of money before I run out of month, I have no problem justifying my blood sugars plunging because I've already experienced the top end. Right. So reaching out to nonprofits is really hard because it's like when they ask you questions, sometimes they get so in depth. It's just like when you. Yeah,
they have to though, because look at all the fucking bag legs out there.
Oh, bag leg. Oh, that dude. Oh, that's that. Oh, bag leg. I remember bag leg. The fact that he. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'd like to have that T-shirt, man. That would be like a collector's item. That's like, you know, I remember when I was little, they had a baseball card that somebody wrote "fuckface" on a bat, like Billy Ripken, and that card's worth a lot of money. That T-shirt's probably like the best grunt style shirt you could get, man. That's got to be worth something.
The bag leg grunts, yeah. But no, for me,
that should be on Pawn Stars.
Oh yeah. No, I'm at a point where I'm pawning off I'm pawning off one of my Corningware casserole dishes that one of my friends just pawned off on me because he was he had his kitchen remodeled and he was just getting rid of. Maybe he threw all kinds of crap at me. No, the problem is my finances have gotten so out of control. It's like putting all the information in is like it's an exercise in absolute humiliation, you know, as far as my expenses and my debts. And it's like I've just curled up into a ball and I've isolated myself to the point where it's like I fight just to get out every day. But it's like when I reach out to the nonprofits, the bigger, better known ones, it's like they are just so they don't really interact with veterans all that well. They don't. I mean,
no. They're kind of removed, and a lot of times when they interact with a veteran, you've got to look at it like the veteran is their product because they want to be able to use the production value of it, if that makes sense.
They want to use they want to get they want the sob story to turn into a success story and to perpetuate their existence. We're just a means to an end.
Yes, in some cases. And you know, not every nonprofit is like that, but some are. But I have never personally experienced that. And I've had a lot of really good experiences with some great nonprofits. And you know, it's sad when you think that the VA has the budget second to only the Defense Department, and then you know you've got to have celebrities on TV begging for people to give money, like we're starving kids in Africa. That's depressing.
Oh yeah, it's depressing. It's debilitating. It's
because of that. There are some really good nonprofits out there, some really great ones. And COVID's put a hamper on that because a lot of them have retreats and, you know, actual functions, get-togethers or sports events. And because of COVID, that's put a damper on a lot of that. And that's probably hurt their whole fundraising apparatus and the whole system as far as the service they give to vets and all.
Well, and that's the problem.
They have to even exist.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. The VA is literally spending money by the metric ton. Literally,
Yeah, on
they're
ineffective stuff.
well, and that's the thing. They don't care that it's ineffective. They care that they just spend it so they can vet. The VA exists to validate their existence, and we're nothing more than a means to that end. That's the horrible problem. That's why I always call the VA irreparable. But the problem with the nonprofits is, I think some of them are competing so hard to fill the gap. They're becoming like they're behaving and becoming like the VA in the sense that they just we're just a package sob to
Right.
success story.
Yeah, some of them are almost, I mean, some of them do some really great things, but then you look at it and it's kind of almost predatory the way that they want to compete with each other to be which one can be there first or which one can do the biggest whatever, and it's like they want
Mm-hmm.
the highest profile case for success story versus somebody they've never heard about or that won't look good in a TV commercial or won't, like take for instance, we talked about Beg Leg. Grunt
Mm-hmm.
Style wanted to believe that Beg Leg was who he said he was because he looked the part. No one was
Mm-hmm.
willing to question, he had the prosthetic. He
Mm-hmm.
looked the part. And that's what some places want. They want you to look the part.
Well, thank God for Stolen Valor that they stepped in and exposed his ass.
Yeah. Because, nobody's going to ask and be like, man, did that really happen? Because, what kind of asshole would you be? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah. And the other problem is you have the problem that this brings up is the fact that you have nonprofits. You have some that are run by veterans too. I'm not going to name names, but I've had a couple of nasty negative. Okay, I was trying to get from Wisconsin down to North Carolina. I had to go through like a crowdfunding thing, and I was working with this one guy, and I'm just gonna kind of plant the seed now to get it ready for next month. I got a guy who is kind of in the Gold Star community, and there are a couple of elite factions within the veteran community that sometimes run nonprofits too.
Right. The
You,
whole Brovac community is toxic to begin with. That's a
dude,
whole other.
it will be the undoing of the community overall. Okay. And
Yes.
I dealt with one of them. He's like, asked him for $20,000. I'm like, excuse me, what? Ask him for $20,000. Okay, sure. This whole itemizing and justifying expenses, they all forget about that. He
Right.
presented himself as an expert, as a leader. He was just some jackass idea guy who said, ask him for $20,000,
Right.
and I got pissed because I'm sitting here. I'm like, dude, you need to help me out. You need to help me justify. Oh, you'll figure it out. And he was a part of a particular elite faction of the veteran community, and they're like what I like. There's an old story I used to tell about that I've told a couple of times about old Memphis money, and it was about this old couple who were walking out. I was doing a security guard job in 2000 before I ever went to Iraq for the first or the second time, and the black guy I was working with, he was old as dirt, and he had been through the civil rights era and then some. This dude, this dude, this dude was. I would have taken him to Baghdad with me. That old man was combat hard. That dude had seen it all in the South. I mean, he saw the old South, the old straight up legit racist South, and he said, "Old Memphis money only knows one thing, and that's how they want to be treated, and that's these two factions that I'm talking about." And
Right.
once I got pissed at him, and because I am what I am, I got pissed at him online. All of a sudden, all the people that he was lining up to help me out to promote my book back at the time when I was dumb enough to think it was almost done,
Right.
oh, they all disappeared. Okay, because you see, they all just circled the wagons, and because he is of this faction, he's automatically trusted. They co-sign their judgment, their judgment
Right.
of people and situations to one person. Say, okay, we trust your judgment. We're not
Right.
going to confirm anything. We're not going to get his side of the story. We're just going to side with you demonize, alienate, and crap all over him because that's what they do, you know. And that's the problem with some of these nonprofits that are like that. They put on a pretty face, but if they don't like you, they're going to burn you. So, and that's what happened with him, and that's what happened with one of the first publishers I went to. I was told that my opinion in the final analysis would matter less than some schmuck on their team with advertising experience. And I'm like, no.
The Brovet community is toxic.
The Brovet, the problem is the elite factions of the Brovet community are so, because they are so high profile, they can't be touched. You know,
no, not at all.
They run their mouth about how much they care about veterans out of one side of their mouth in public, but when you're talking to them on the low, what they really are rears their ugly head, you know.
Right, and they're about money.
Oh, they're all about that money. If they have, they're almost like they're like the Brovet extension of the VA. As long as they happen to not kill us in the process of helping us, they don't care. As long as they get that revenue coming in.
Right.
You know, so we need, you know, and that's the problem. I had that problem with them. And the other couple times I've reached out, I felt so dejected and crapped all over that I just, you know, isolated to the point where I actually had a couple people like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, to quote Marcellus from Pulp Fiction, nah, man, I'm pretty freaking far from okay. I've said that a few times, and then John gets on the phone. He's like, okay, calm your ass down. You know, that's generally how it goes. But no, I don't like reaching out for that because I'm already feeling like crap as it is. So I'm automatically looking for a reason to reject it because I already know how tone deaf some of them are going to be.
Right.
And like the one he's got trying to help me out now, it's like we've heard nothing. And I'm not even I can't say anything because then I'm bag leg.
Right.
Oh crap. Blue Phoenix, Jennifer said, I gave up fighting in the VA and lost all my benefits. Apparently, we're going to have to jump in and work with her and get some stuff done because we can't let that stand.
Yeah. Because did you miss an appointment? They'll automatically gank your shit if you miss an appointment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, that can't stand. You know, so we're gonna have to put the VA on blast. What, Jennifer? What VA is that? Who's? Oh, hey, Mary. Hi. She's gonna be on in a couple of weeks talking about her issues too. We're gonna have her on eventually. That'll be after next week's when we turn my blood test results into testosterone for W's 101. You'll love that class because that's gonna get into the PTSD, low T, diabetes, triple-headed monster. So you're gonna like that episode.
Right.
But yeah, with the veteran, the problem with them is they are so. Every single one of them I've dealt with, their wheelhouse is so tight. It's sort of like when I do my their tolerances are so tight they can't do anything. Okay, I'm going to read what Jennifer said here. It's been 20 years now. Nope, I was hurt in 2000, and when I did not sign back up when 9/11 happened, they changed my paperwork to show
it doesn't
just
matter
a medical discharge instead of honorable. Okay, I'm going to get Jonathan Pruden. I'm going to do what I do best with John. I'm going to hound him until he wants to, you know, until his squeaky clean voice of reason persona gives way and he wants to choke me. I love that man, but damn, he's yeah. I'm gonna get with him on that. Okay,
the VA is not impossible. You've just got to be very persistent with the VA, and you've got to do things according to their rule book and according to their playbook, and there's no deviation from that at all. You've got to do things their way. You've got to play their game.
Gotcha. Well, we got to have a talk about that. So because we can't let this stand. If we can we're going to shame the VA, which is what we do. But we're also going to work on alternatives to the. Like I said, we've got to do this to where we're building. I'm gonna use the term Generation GWAT. Generation GWAT needs to build a parallel medical community of providers that actually care about the VA. We need to usurp control of the community care from the VA to where they do nothing but sign the check. I'm gonna get a hold of my congressman this coming week, and he's probably gonna
Move
just
the
not.
AMCs, and that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, that's something that's so different because every VAMC, each one has different stuff. Like some will pay for some treatments that other ones won't. You would think they're all the same and it's the government, but no, they're not. Every VAMC is different. And you have to find one that will do what you want it to do, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be willing to shop around.
And that's the problem. It should not be that way.
No, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. And in some situation, it works out because some VAs will do stuff that others won't, and vice versa. But now, because of COVID, it's much easier because you don't actually have to drive however many hours to get to a different VA. You can do it via video. So it's a lot less complicated. The one thing COVID made easier.
Mary, calm your tits, woman. We don't need you. We don't need you running amok just yet. Let me get you on the show, and then we'll powwow. I don't need you running amok right now. Okay, I'm the barbarian, Mary. I'm the damn barbarian, not you. You calm your damn tits, okay? Anyways, now the problem with the nonprofits is that some of them their wheelhouse is so tight. There is no room for anything other than what they want to do. And if you have unique problems, you're screwed. You are screwed like a porn star.
Yeah. They definitely have what they take care of and what they don't. But pretty much anything you can think of, there's a nonprofit out there because in a lot of cases, someone loses a loved one and they start a nonprofit to further whoever their loved one's passions were or whatever. So that's why a lot of them are really narrow because, they're zoned in on that. But for almost anything you can think of, there's a nonprofit out there that covers that, one way or the other. It's just finding them because a lot of times they are small and they don't have huge budgets, like Wounded Warrior Project, everybody's heard of. But there's smaller nonprofits out there like Sun Valley Adaptive Sports out of Idaho, and they do great things. They just don't have TV commercials,
Why don't we just take this network idea and start the nonprofit to build the network? Simply because me being me, I did the bull in a china shop after having snorted a pound of crack approach to dealing with one charity that, well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that this week. But now, why don't we just create a damn nonprofit to address the three-headed PTSD, low T, diabetes, ED?
You would really think that there should be one that deals with that, and if not, there should be one. I mean, because it's pretty popular.
Well, let's just start one now. Let's just start it. Let's make our own and be like, we need to get a congressman. From my experience with right now, my last congressman was a Republican, and the thing about Republicans is they know Democrats sometimes treat us like dirt, so they know we got nowhere else to go, so they can be as lazy and as worthless as they want. And now we got a Democrat in there, and it's like, should I go to him? Should I not go to him? Because I had a friend out
with the congressman. You're never ever going to meet the congressman. Period. You don't need to. Make friends with the secretary, because no matter who gets in office, usually the secretary at their local office stays the same. She will write letters with the congressperson's signature on them. Make friends with her or him, whoever works at the local office, because they will make the phone calls and get the shit done because they operate with the authority of whoever they work for.
Well, I don't even know if that'll work now, simply because it's like, because of the way things down with my last congressman, the so-called veterans representatives were just two, douchebag civilians who were just, they just they were civilians just in the job. They were just there to do the job, to puff up their resume, and they were as disrespectful to me as any hippie who spit on my father coming home from Vietnam. The only difference is they weren't able to spit on me through the phone, you know. So if they're still a part of this new guy's staff, I won't get near them because they won't even grant me the dignity of a basic acknowledgement of my concerns. They don't care.
Right.
So this congressman that represents Salisbury is probably no different than the Republican he got rid of that he beat, and I just don't see anything getting any better. And the patient advocate at my hospital, that's the most token crap I've ever seen in my life. I've never, ever had a, can we get you moved? Who moved? Me or like Jennifer? Or I like where I'm at living right now because it's a good, cheap place. It's an actual house, and I've got a really good relationship with my owner, with my landlord. I mean, really good. He gets me on a level that I didn't think most civilians could. So I'm good right now. But the plan is to get the book published, the writers program published, the cookbook published, and a couple of other things to where I've got enough money to where I could actually eventually get back home to my family, you know, just so I can be closer to them. Because the VA system there, Toma is a dumpster fire. Milwaukee is a dumpster fire. Madison is, yeah. So
You don't have to physically move to move VAMCs. You can be registered at any hospital you want to. So just because your VAMC moves doesn't mean that you physically have to move. Just find one that's 30 minutes away so you can get community care. Definitely worth it.
All right, I'll do some digging with my buddy John, and we'll find one that's supposed. Most of the ones that are actually good are usually connected to a university, but you've got to get the idiot VA doctor to basically say, okay, I'm going to admit I'm too stupid to solve this problem.
Right. Well, now if you're more than 30 minutes away and you ask for a referral, they have to give you a referral. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're not allowed to say no. So if they're more than 30 minutes away, just find a VAMC that's more than 30 minutes away from you, and once a year you'll have to do a video appointment and request a civilian. It's pretty easy.
Well, I'll do that because my doctor literally went, okay, there's this character from she's an excellent actress because everybody wanted to kill her in the movie. It was Harry Potter. The character is Dolores Umbridge, that chick in pink that was a total tyrant. I now call her Dolores. I call up my caseworker, who's, well, we're not even gonna. Mary Remza, New Jersey is the armpit of America. Yes, it is. That's where I had my coma. I had my coma in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Yeah. I don't even ask me how I got lost there, but anyways. But now, there's a couple like over in Western North Carolina that's supposedly really good. I'll talk with John and be like, hey, let's get me registered there.
I've got a buddy who's in North Carolina. I think he's in Charlotte. I'll ask him what he knows.
Okay, I've heard Charlotte's a toilet. I've heard Kernersville is a toilet. I've heard the ones out in Western North Carolina are actually really good.
Right. Like
I don't know for sure.
Atlanta's a toilet, but it's more than 30 minutes away, so I get community care.
I'll go for the one out in okay. We did a Harry Potter day at work, and I dressed up as her in one. Jennifer, here's the thing. My doctor, she literally said to me, you seem angry today. I'm like, I almost said to her, you work for the VA. You are not smart enough to moonlight as a shrink, so don't ever do that to me again. and even the hospital operators will sit there. You seem like a very angry person today. I'm like, dude, you are not smart enough to moonlight as a shrink. Shut your K-hole and connect me to who I need to be connected to. So yeah, it's gotten to the point where my caseworker and the librarian that's still there, because God bless her, she's a trooper. They've just given me their extensions, so I just call them directly, so I never have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
there's some decent people at the VA. I've met some, there's been a lot of questionable people at the VA, but a lot of the lower level people are usually pretty cool, especially if they're vets. And if you make a friend, they'll take care of you, and it helps navigate the system a lot better.
yeah, and that's the thing, though. I mean, the good ones are usually workhorses that they work into the ground and they just leave because they're just burned out.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah. I've had some really good doctors at the VA, and they didn't last long. They left, or you get somebody who they realize that they're just beating their head against the wall and they're not going to change the system, so they get frustrated and leave and go somewhere else.
But then you got the sellout bro vets. There's one. I had one sellout bro vet and one dependa. Well, no, two sellout bro vets. I'm pretty sure one of them was. I know one of them was a slick sleeve. And I normally never use the term slick sleeve in a belligerent manner. I normally try to stay away from that. But if you provoke me to anger, I'll use the term slick sleeve belligerently. There's one I know is a slick sleeve. The second one might be a slick sleeve, and they were sellout bro vets, and they didn't. You gotta find the ones that aren't sellouts, and they're hard. Right. I'm not saying they're hard to find, but they're not as easy as they should be to find. But back to the nonprofits, we need to start our own damn nonprofit. Let's just start the nonprofit. Get a congressman who loathes and holds the VA in as much contempt as we do, and just build our nonprofit to where we are joined at the hip with a congressman that hates us as much as we do. Because I literally messaged a congressman. I'm not going to name him, but my buddy J-Dub over at BB Nation Radio was having some problems, and because he lives in the People's Republic of Oregonistan, they did not care about him at all. They don't represent anybody that doesn't think just like them. So I was doing the whole, maybe you need to give them a nut, and I got the standard that, okay. I read an article and exposed how all the doctors that work at VA have lost their medical licenses for different reasons.
Because they've only got to have it in one state.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
At the VA.
But
like, if you lose your medical license in one state, or like where you live, and you still want to live in that state,
just go to the VA.
You get a medical license anywhere, and you can work at the VA in that state. It's crazy. They know that some of their people aren't choice. Well, but they're usually hurting for people.
So they'll just take a body that'll throw pills at the problem.
Yeah.
Or they'll take your barely average. They'll take the mediocre interns that are desperate for some kind of work to start paying down the debt that they got themselves into.
Pretty much.
So, world-class care my ass. Okay, hashtag world-class care my ass. There you go. No, we need to build our nonprofit. We need to join ourselves at the hip with a congressman that holds the VA in as much contempt as we do. And we need to build the network where the congressman's attitude needs to be to the VA. Shut your mouth, pay the bill, pay it on time, or I am going to crawl up your third point of contact to the point where I can tickle your uvula, boy. We need a bulldog. We need a congressman whose call sign we would honorarily bestow upon him to be Honey Badger. We need a congressman Honey Badger. And we need.
It'll never happen. At least not that's whatever, because there's, it's not so much that you've got to have an adversarial relationship with them as you just don't.
Well, here's the thing. As soon as, if I don't have insurance, as soon as I ask for anything from the VA, federal regulations, blah, 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 blah. That, and they don't even need to say what the federal regulation is. They will never actually cite a federal.
Right.
Okay. It's like the E4 Mafia and the Lance Corporal Underground run the VA. Lie, deny, make counter accusations.
Right. But what you've got to do is find the federal regulation that will make them take care of your ass. Like if you live more than 30 minutes away. See what I'm saying? You've got to find the regulations that work for you. Like the best thing you can do is go to a VA that's more than 30 minutes away. Now, the kicker for that is they will only pay you to go to the closest VA as if you're 100%. But as long as you're not trying to get paid for the doctor's visit, you can still use community care because you're more than 30 minutes away.
Here's what I want. I want to be able to go to this doctor up in Ohio and get the treatments I need done and get
now community care out of state's a pain in the ass. That's something that
I know. That's why I'm going through the nonprofits so I can just cut the VA out of it altogether, because I know. Here's the thing. This VA, the VA in Salisbury hates me so much. I guarantee you, if I were to die tomorrow, they'll be dancing in my grave before the dirt hardens. Anything I want from them, the answer will always be no.
So go to a different VA.
Oh, I understand that, but I have a feeling they hate me enough to where they will, oh, hey, this dude is bad news. This dude will actually fight for himself. This dude will not accept us just barfing up federal regulation, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm just going to go to the nonprofit and beg for enough money to get back up to Ohio, get my treatments. And the only saving grace I have is I got a buddy up there that I can stay with. I'll actually take my mountain bike with me up there this next time so I can just bike ride everywhere. It'll be a lot, well, at the very least, bike ride to the gym and back. But yeah, no, I'm going to beg to the nonprofit to get up there, get the treatments I need done. And we're not going to take a minimum maximum attitude. It's just to say, this is what's necessary to completely, perfectly fix you. Okay. Because I'm not riding a minimum of 14 miles a day just because I enjoy it, to where I'm running the risk of getting hit by cars just because I feel the need to be reckless. I'm trying to lose weight and get back in shape. I'm on the Whoa HQ page. There's a picture of me deadlifting 445 yesterday. I don't do it because I enjoy it. I'm beating the diabetes and the anger that the VA and the CVSO causes into submission, so I don't go full insane on people. Okay. Right. So I'm doing this just because I'm sure, hey, I'm putting in the effort here. Help work with me here. So I know the VA is going to be like, so that's why I have to go to the nonprofit to beg like a pauper and just throw my dignity out the window to get what I need.
Right.
Okay. In this instance, that's what I have to do. But at this point, I think we should just create a nonprofit. We got to find a congressman that actually has a pair, because it's like my attitude as far as the VA and the Congress is concerned. Because I've done detainee ops, I can say this. Let me see if no, it's not that. Because I've done detainee ops, I can say this: the VA is 350 pounds of sexual chocolate. And the VA is the cherry prison girlfriend enthusiastically waiting to be violated. Okay. So I want some congressman to watch this and say, okay, we need to find somebody that's willing to not be a prison girlfriend long enough to shut this guy up, get him what he needs. I want they're sociopaths. 90% of the Congress they're all are sociopaths who are just there to get elected and get their own, pension. But I want them to be irritated by me enough to be like, okay, we need to shut him up. Just give him what he wants, just to shut him up. So at the very least, we can get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? What I want is, I want the congressman to say, okay, this is the network they've established. The only thing you as the VA are going to do with regards to this network is you will shut up and pay them. and you'll actually pay them on time so you don't destroy their credit. And every damn time I will show these two bills that are still coming after, that the bill collectors are still coming after me because the VA said, screw you, we're not paying it, because the VA does what it wants and they don't actually care what they do to us. No. And federal regulation, blah, 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 blah. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So we need, I'm just declaring it right now. We need to build our own nonprofit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you build a nonprofit, that's got nothing to do with the VA.
But
and that's the joy of those.
I know. So we're going to build our own nonprofit, but what we're going to do is we're going to get the VA to pay it to where they. I'm using this nonprofit to be an alternative community care network that the VA has no authority or influence over. Because like the last community care thing I did was the most useless crap ever. It did not benefit me at all, but I had to do it because as soon as I would have not done it, they would have said I'm not cooperating, so I'm the problem.
Right.
Okay. So, and again, Salisbury VA. There you go. It's they just and when you got a local, but all I'll say is I'm at a point where he won't even look in my general direction now. That's how that's yeah. So I'm not going to say sticks. Yeah. I'm not going to say bro.
Worth switching VAs.
I'm going to do that. I'll call up my social worker and be like, let me know how hard you guys partied once I switched VAs. Just let me know. Because we know, yeah. But no, I want to do this
by phone and video now too, so it's so easy. It's not like you'll actually have to drive there. You can do it via video.
I'll just say, hey, I might have the Rona. Let's just do this via video. I don't like you. You don't like me.
Yep.
Because I literally, when I walked into my last doctor's visit, I said, you don't like me. I don't like you. You normally try to get me out of here in 7 minutes or less. Let's do it. That's when she went full Dolores Umbridge on me and said, you seem angry. No, I just don't like you. Okay.
Right.
You suck as a doctor. I had to tell you to do basic things. I had to tell you to check my tailbone to make sure it wasn't affected from the last surgery. But you didn't until I made you, oh, wow, it's infected. I'm like, you think?
Right.
When they're that lazy, you have to tell them to do basic things to make sure you're taken care of. Yeah. So, and now that I've said that, my primary care provider will be mysteriously switched. So here's what I'm saying right now. We are creating our own nonprofit. And we are going to do this to where we get the network set up to where they're teams of doctors who address the ED, low T, PTSD, diabetes, four horsemen of veteran sex, life, death. We need teams that address these four issues from a team standpoint. We need. The one thing Mark's Institute for Brain Health did, they took a team approach to examining veterans. We need the same thing, but the problem is Mark's Institute for Brain Health they stopped in mid-process and assumed I'd have the care I needed. The Rona hit, destroyed everything, and with my limited resources, I didn't have the ability to get the care I needed.
Right.
So everything went to hell, and I'm basically back to square one. I'm back to isolating like you would not believe. So I'm literally back to square one. I'm literally back to isolating. I literally have to fight myself to get out of the house to go to the gym because now my Jeep doesn't run and I'm bike riding everywhere. So my legs are on fire. My lungs are nice and toasty warm. But no, we're building it. I'm saying it right now. We're building a nonprofit. We're going to build a nonprofit. We have to. I can't run my mouth about hate.
Something I would think about just off the top of my head is there are a lot of online TRT men's health clinics and stuff. One of those could be persuaded into like a charity mission or something like that to start addressing the problem, or even, as a is a research problem or something like that. I just wonder if one of those would want to tackle that.
What I'd like to do is get my doctor, because here's the thing: I committed myself to him. I want to work with him as a civilian, because as a veteran, I've become such a caricature of myself. I want to have a successful interaction with him, so people will be like, he actually worked with a civilian and didn't traumatize him and run him off. What? Who's been slipping this dude prop brownies? You know what I'm saying? I need that mission accomplished just to prove I can do it. Okay. And I wanted to do it to give me credibility, so I can say to the veteran, hey, you need to work with civilians. We don't necessarily like them, but we need to work with them. We need these people. So you need to just swallow your pride. I want to work with him so I can say I accomplished that mission. But if we got him involved with these other people, and maybe the view would be like, okay, and we go to a congressman and just berate him into the fetal position, the VA was like, okay, you and you give us a budget, no minimum, the ideal budget for what he needs. We need to shut him up because he's not going to stop. He is a dog. He's a caffeinated evil dog with a bone. He will not shut up. He will not stop shaming us. Here's the money. Just shut up. You know, that's the goal. Okay. I want to be the guy to just antagonize and berate them into submission. I can sell ice to an Eskimo so I can help people get on board with it. Mary, get your ass to work. So we'll have to drag her to the group. No, that's what I want to do. I want to finish this mission with this doctor because he's cool. He wants to help us. So I want him in the process from start to finish. I want the Congress to watch this and be like, okay, he's not going to stop shaming us. He's getting other people who hate the VA as much as he does looking at us. We're not actually leaders, but if we act like leaders long enough to get the VA to just give up the money to actual competent physicians without a bean counter up with at least jammed up their ass. Oh crap. I need to be that honey badger bad guy, and the rest of you guys can be the good cops that reason with them. I'm going to be in my experience, anytime I've ever been the good guy, I don't know why, but nothing has ever come good of me being the good guy. So I'm just going to be what I naturally am. I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be the honey badger. I'm going to be the dog with the bone. The rest of you be good guys and reason with them and speak lovingly to them, because even though they're too stupid and self-absorbed to realize that they don't deserve any love. But, no, we're building this nonprofit. We're going to find a congressman that we're going to berate into submission where he's like, okay. Because none of them actually care about us. We just need to find the one that's willing to be the sacrificial lamb to say to the
make a
VA.
nonprofit, it has nothing to do with Congress. It would be all charity, tax-free, charity-driven, but then you would have to have investors. So it's its own thing.
But the problem is when it comes to paying the bill.
Right, but nonprofits can only take money in through charity, through tax-free invest. That's the only money they can take in, period. They can't get paid by another entity.
No. We get the government. We get the Congressman to say we're going to change this regulation to where right now you the VA are going to directly fund it. They love. We're going to get them to change the regulations.
Right. Well, there's no way that a nonprofit could exist like that, not within the 501c3 structure.
Well, why don't we get them to just? Why don't we get them to consider like an initial funding, and then once they do the initial funding, then everything else will be private, whatever.
Well, that's with nonprofits that's so strict that's got to be in their wheelhouse of how it happens or how it operates. They would be completely detached. It couldn't be a government supported nonprofit or whatever, like a Section 8 nonprofit. They wouldn't have anything like that. They would either be government dependent or not a nonprofit, because if it had anything to do with the government, it would be a contractor.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could, like I said, we could have them do it to where it would be an initial investment to get them started. You know what I'm saying? Because it's veteran oriented, the VA would be responsible for the initial startup to get everything up and
Right.
running
The
to where.
VA is not going to put any money into anything they don't own. That's just how the VA is, and that's how the government is.
But here's the thing: we're taxpayers. It's our money, anyways. It's not theirs. They need to be reminded that it's not theirs.
Yeah,
They're
how's that
actually
working
stupid.
out?
They're actually stupid and self-absorbed enough to think that it's their money. It's not their money. They need to be reminded that it's not their money. They do. They are caretakers. They are stewards, and they are lousy stewards. They are pathetic stewards. They are criminal stewards.
Did you watch the news today? Good
No,
God.
I was
Yeah,
in the. Yeah.
they're finding a way to tax us more so they can spend more money on stuff that's not what they say they're spending it on.
Well, that's every day, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but yeah, not to the extent where it's trillions of dollars of bills and like it is
Mm-hmm.
nowadays.
Okay.
They want to write another $5 trillion infrastructure bill that really doesn't have. It's like the Green New Deal. Yeah,
$5 trillion.
$5 trillion, and they say that that's not a big enough investment. It's a big, huge, massive tax hike coming.
And that's the other thing I'm coming across. I'm coming across people I'm dealing with trying to get a particular project off the ground, but because there are certain politicians in power, they can't. These entities that want to help can't, because then they'll
Right, the
be.
regulations. There's so many regulations and taxes on taxes and this regulation and that regulation. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's like hunting. You've got just as good a chance of going to jail for breaking some law you're not even aware of when you go hunting as you do of getting something now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so many regulations and permits and stuff that's got to be just right. It takes a lawyer to figure that shit out.
So apparently we're gonna need. Do we? Yeah, let's get a. Hey, anybody in the group, a lawyer, want to help us start this damn
Yeah,
nonprofit?
that's where you'd have to start with is knowing that because the regulations are definitely, it would take an expert for sure.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're starting a nonprofit. I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I'm not. I'm done with VA mediocrity. I'm done with it. I mean, they're not even the doctors here at this VA in Salisbury aren't even pretending that they're not even. They're looking at me like, dude, they're literally almost outright saying to me, I'm phoning this in. I don't care about you. I only care about saving my own hide, and as long as I don't kill you in the process,
Right.
So yeah. But no, we're starting a nonprofit. We need a lawyer, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You'd have to have a lawyer and then you'd have to have a cut and dry mission and then it's all fundraising. That's nonprofit use. That's why they stick within their wheelhouse so that they can raise money within their wheelhouse, and that's what a nonprofit is in a sense, is a fundraising machine.
Well, we've got to do something because I can't. As it is, I'm going to have to go. I'm still waiting on Jonathan Pruden's super low profile nonprofit to get back to me. So I might as well, I don't know. I'll talk to him tonight, assuming he'll even pick up the phone.
Dude, you need to get your 100% through the VA. That would make a difference.
No, here's the problem. One of the other guys he assigned to it took the thank you, sir. I have another approach to asking the VA sweetly and lovingly to have an appeal, and the VA told them, I basically said, I'm 350 pounds of sexual chocolate. You're the fresh prison cherry. Bend over. That's basically what they said to him, and he bent over with enthusiasm. So I mean,
well, then you've either got to file a new claim or file a supplemental support document.
I know the CVSO won't even literally get within 10 feet of me, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there because
you can do it. I mean, on your last VA award letter, it'll say exactly why you didn't get a higher rating, and that language is straight from the 38 CFR. So you need a doctor to write a letter saying that you do have those conditions, if that you do indeed, And that's all you need is the documentation to back that up.
Well, where would I get the documentation? Because
From your doctor. You'd have to have a letter from your doctor, which VA doctors hate to write letters.
Well, no, they won't do it.
Yeah, it's hard to get a VA doctor to write a letter.
Well,
I had to bite the bullet and pay for it out of pocket, but it was money well spent. Definitely worth $100.
Well, I already know the doctor I'm going to go to, so I'll just go to him. I'll be talking to him this weekend sometime, anyways, because he's good. Yeah, I'll talk to him and see if he's willing to do it for me, and I'll see.
Because it spells out on your award letter. It spells out directly why you didn't get a higher rating. It has the requirements, because with everything with the VA, every rating has got a certain amount of definition it has to meet in the government regs for it, and everything has to be just so and written a certain way.
And I explained that to my buddy, and he's like, "Oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing." And all of a sudden, and the guy's like, "Oh, he's totally the VA is totally receptive to an appeal hearing," and then all of a sudden, nope.
Right.
And
I don't even think the VA does the notice of disagreements anymore. They changed the way that they do things, because now you can either file a new claim or you file supplemental evidence. They don't have the old notice of disagreement. They changed it.
No, I got a notice of disagreement.
Yeah,
so
they don't do that.
I don't know where the hell it is, but I got it. So,
yeah, they don't do that anymore.
Well, we'll talk about this offline, and I'll figure out. Let me talk to my doctor and see if he'll do it for me. And
yeah, that's what you need to start with, a doctor, because it all has to do with, I don't care what's in your medical records, it has to do with a doctor or putting a letter to support whatever claim you want.
Because according to the VA, I sarcastically say this, but according to the VA, I have combat ADHD, for lack of a better way of describing it. Some documents I've got PTSD, some documents I don't. They put whatever they want on the documents because they're the VA and they do whatever they want, and they don't, you know what I'm saying? They do whatever they want. So it depends on who's in the mood to put whatever they want on the document, because some of them I have PTSD, some of them I have combat ADHD, if you want to, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the VA's world and we're just living in it. So no, to hell with it. We're building our own damn nonprofit, and I'm going to beg. Hopefully, Jonathan will be able to get this other nonprofit to help me out. That way, I can get up to Ohio, get treated by a competent doctor without a VA bean counter with a leech jammed up his ass. Because the only thing the VA will do is what, 4 to 8 boner pills a month and a pump shoved in your we're starting our own nonprofit, and hopefully this nonprofit that my buddy that John's trying to help me out with will actually answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great nonprofits out there. Most of them I can't say enough good about, but they do have, either it's black and white what they do and what they don't do. But that's because that's the way the law is. They have to be like that.
Well, we need to set up a nonprofit that is PTSD, low T, ED, diabetes. That four-headed monster needs a team. Needs a team that will dedicate themselves to analyzing and treating that. That's what we need. That's going to be our nonprofit. Okay.
It's had this shit analyzed. It's funny. The shit has been analyzed out of it. It has been analyzed in great detail by the VA. The VA knows. The VA knows what they should be looking for. They just don't, for some reason. Like we've talked about.
I'll tell you exactly why they won't. A patient cured is revenue lost. And again, these are basically criminal doctors these are uh, um, these are mediocre doctors who don't actually care about anything other than paying off their student loans from whatever medical school they went to, and if they just happen to not kill us, you know. But
They just
no,
want you
no.
to take a bag full of pills every month.
Well, they're again, yes, they're pill pushers. The VA does not want to actually treat the veteran. They just want to sedate the veteran to the point where they will only come. Ideally, the VA wants every veteran at 10%, showing up once a year for their 7-minute exam, and then they're back out the door, and the VA is just pocketing the rest of the profits. Okay.
Yeah, so you get your refills by mail every month.
Well, and with where I live here in Salisbury, the mail is like it's a literal Russian roulette as to whether I'll get mail. Like I go to the post office to a PO box, right? Like 90% of the mail is not mine. And I just to be an ass, I walk up to the lady. She just looks at me. Her eyes are rolling to the back of her skull. I'm like, and I play the whole I don't identify as this person. I don't identify as this person. She just goes like this, and I'm like, I don't identify as her. I don't identify as him. I don't even know what gender that person probably identifies as. I do that. Oh yeah, it was hilarious. I had this one lady. I love her to death. She's like, I said. I showed her a picture of this black fashion magazine. I says to her, "Do you think this will make my ass look big?" And she's like, "No, you'd look fabulous." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." You know. So yeah, we had fun with that. But now, one thing technicians don't like to do is piggyback off of another technician's diagnosis, unless they know each other and they trust each other. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the VA should not be the VA's when in doubt, the VA's diagnosis should never be trusted. So this group we want to establish in this nonprofit should be like they should take the information, the raw data from the VA. But if the VA says we believe this, yeah, yeah, no, it'd be like nope. Yeah, go suck starter Harley. No, we don't. No, just give us the raw data. Shut your cake hole and be gone. That's the attitude that this group of doctors needs to have towards anything that comes in from the VA. Give us the raw data. Give us the whatever the patient complains of, presents, and that's it. You know, and those doctors should literally say to the VA outright, "You're too stupid and mediocre for us to trust your diagnosis. Give us the raw data. Shut your mouth and be on your merry way. You're not good enough to. You're not good enough. Go away." That is the attitude that this team of doctors needs to have towards the VA. Okay, so we need the honey badgers who hold the VA in as much contempt as we do to.
Right, but I mean, at some point, it's not even worth acknowledging the VA.
Well, that's true, but we need whatever raw data from them that we need.
Well, that's already available. That's available online.
Mm-hmm.
And medical records, you own your records. You can get your own records, so you really don't need them for anything.
Well, we need to establish we need to get a network of doctors that's going to be like, okay, we're starting from scratch. The VA's diagnosis, the VA's findings are officially meaningless. We're starting from scratch. This is what we found based on our research, based on our methodology.
Right.
Okay. So that's what we need. When we establish this nonprofit, these doctors are starting from scratch as far as this four-headed monster is concerned. Okay. So that's what we need to do. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely there has to be a way to light a fire under the right person's ass who would dig through the research, because even in a cursory method looking through research, there has been a lot of research done on this. So this is a known thing. It's not like, we're stumbling on something no one's ever heard of before.
Right.
This is something that's definitely been dug into, and it's a well-known thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, and it's something that there's a lot of research to support, and it doesn't. It even makes the VA that much more confusing why they deny it when they funded the very research that justifies.
Because the benefits increases would cut into their bonuses. That's what it all boils down to: money and greed. It all boils down to they want their bonuses, they want their pay and benefits, they want their benefits, you know, and any money that they have to give to veterans in the form of pay increases cuts into their benefits, cuts into their profits, cuts into their bonuses. And they only care about their bonuses. They don't care. As long as the veteran is not clinically dead when they walk out of the room, they don't care. Okay.
I don't know. I think it's got more to do with wanting us to be complacent than it does anything. I think they want us to be in a certain mental and physical state of incapacitation.
Lethargy almost?
Yes.
Well, they want us to be lethargic to the point where we just agree with whatever they say. You have a monkey flying out of your ass. We need to give you more Motrin. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put, you know what? My doctor, Dolores Umbridge, I would not put it past her to say it. Wouldn't put it past her to say it. You have a monkey flying out of your ass. That's why you're so angry today. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Okay. It's official. We're establishing a nonprofit. We need honey badger doctors to help us tackle this four-headed monster. We're officially recruiting. Okay, Mary, start recruiting now. Jennifer, start recruiting now. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. To hell with it. We're starting a nonprofit. But no, what I'm gonna do if I can get back up to Ohio, I will literally put my if the doctor will approve it. We'll be like, okay, here he is. We've got the blood test results. Here's his problem. Here's the solution. We're not going minimum maximum. This is what he needs. That's the end of the damn discussion.
Right.
Okay? So that's and I'll put it'll be on these. It will be on here. Okay.
Hell, online they've got online men's health clinics that are like $99 a month. You get your blood work done, and they do injections or the deodorant for TRT.
Well, no, we're doing something else. This because of my diabetes and my PTSD being involved, and a couple other things. Mary, that's what I'm talking about. We need a research team as well. Yeah, I know we need a research team. So we need to do the Marcus Institute for Brain Health kind of a model, use it as a model, but it's like, anyways, yeah, Mary will talk about that next week or the week. No, we'll talk about that the week after when you're on. No, I've already shelled out $320 for the comprehensive blood panel.
Right.
Okay. So that's already been shelled out. They took 9 tubes of blood out of me. So yeah, all right, that's already happened. I'm already good with that. That's what's going to produce the Testosterone for Dummies episode next week. Okay, so I already got that covered. Okay, so yeah, my doctor will come on and we'll have that whole discussion. Okay, and he's also going to be helping me out, put some stuff in, the cookbook I'm writing, right? He's going to put nutritional stuff in there for us too. So the cookbook's going to be beneficial because it's going to have all whatever foods positively or negatively affect testosterone, we're going to have that in there. So we'll say, if you like this green stuff, substitute with this green stuff because that's better for your testosterone output. Plus, we got to get the cortisol issue resolved, which is more tied to the PTSD.
Right.
Okay, because from what I understand, there's this one guy, he keeps running his mouth about testosterone and cortisol, but it takes him 45 minutes to even get to the solution, and I'm like half asleep, so it's like, no, to hell with it. We're gonna get the team together and be like, okay, increase testosterone, decrease cortisol, and increase the testosterone that is actually usable in the body. Because you're seeing me work out, I'm beating my body to a pulp. I need something to show for it, so I need the testosterone cranked back up so I can actually enjoy the fruits of my suffering.
Making it, no, the only way is going to be by injection, and then once you start injection, you're going to have to keep doing that. So I mean, it's once you cross that bridge, you stay on TRT therapy. It doesn't matter what you eat because you're going to be supplying it, synthetically.
My doctor and I will be that testosterone therapy 101's coming next week, and we're gonna go from there. Okay.
Yeah, once you start prescription medication to augment it, though, it doesn't matter what you do. Natural production, it's going to cease anyway, unless you. The only thing you can do is take HCG that will preserve testicle function. However, if you've already got low T, that's already shot anyway, so that's out the window.
Hold on a second. Had andropause been a discussion? What does it, Mary? What the hell does that even mean?
That's exactly what she's talking about. Hypogonadism. That's what they prescribe TRT for.
Well, we're okay. Next week, my blood test results will be the subject of the Testosterone for Dummies 101 class. That's where we're starting. Okay.
It doesn't matter how much you go to the gym, though. You're not going to jump start yourself into producing it again. If it stopped, you're going to have to do it via injection or deodorant.
All right. Well, my doctor and I will talk about that next week, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. And then once you start that, you're going to have to keep doing that
forever. Yeah, I get it. So yeah.
But it's definitely fucking worth it.
Oh, she calls it male menopause. Great. I've got male menopause. That's just awesome. Great. I got male menopause, everybody. There we go. All right. That's why I'm such a moody prick. Okay, great. So, okay. But no, here's the problem.
You just have a bruise on your hip every week.
Well, here's the thing. My problem with my diabetes is, again, I have no problem going down to the low end because I'm so broke. It's easier to just, because I haven't gone into a coma on the low end. It's like, okay, I can let my stuff crash. My dumb theory is I'm going to starve the diabetes out. That's my dumb theory, which is why I have no problem letting my blood sugars get down dangerously close to 80 because they're not supposed to go below 80.
If you went on testosterone replacement therapy, you'd reverse your diabetes within 9 months. Even if you didn't go to the gym, it would correct itself within 9 to 12 months.
Well, we're going to the gym. How much faster will that?
Statistically, if you don't go to the gym, you will gain 6 pounds of lean muscle every month. If you do go to the gym, you can gain between 10 and 13. It almost doubles it, the effects of it.
Well, I'm already in there every day simply to beat. It's the only way I'm keeping the PTSD in the submission, and it's the only way I'm keeping.
If you start testosterone therapy, all of a sudden the results would kick up. You'd start shedding weight off, and you'd start feeling normal again. I mean, it's like that. It happens. Matter of fact, you'll feel it within 12 hours of the injection. You'll start to feel it, but once it'll kick in, it'll take about 120 days, 4 to 6 months for your serum levels, everything to get back to normal where they should be. And then in the first 12 months, you would completely change. I'm talking you could lose, 60, 70 pounds within 12 months.
Well, right now if just depending, like yesterday, basically I'm right around 255. I got to be 225 by 1 November for Warrior Fest. So apparently we're going to have to, I'm going to have to talk to my buddy John, like, hey, I need to be on testosterone replacement therapy, and he'll just balk and he'll have a fit and he'll hem and haw. But I'm going to be, dude, it's the only way I'm going to get this damn weight off. Okay, so I'm going to have to find a way to.
It's definitely worth it.
Oh, I know. I just got to figure out how to afford it because right now I'm broke. I've got a job application I got to put in tomorrow. So, because I got to get all my, reference ducks in a row tonight, and then tomorrow Anyways, check it out. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me look at something on Facebook real quick. I got a bunch of notifications here. No, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to Okay, here's what I'm going to do. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to share my show out, and I should have done that at the beginning, but I didn't have time. We're going to talk in our chat about establishing the nonprofit, establishing the research team to we gotta start figuring out who we're going to recruit to do this, because I can't go through all this and then it not be about me not being it. It's got to be me being the cautionary tale and fighting with the VA and having no success, and then this turning into something that helps veterans. And I know it won't happen, but anytime I have the chance to shame the VA, I want to shame the VA, because my nonprofit this nonprofit needs to be a damning indictment on the VA, and I want to rub their nose in it like a like a puppy's nose rubbed in poop. I want to shame the VA with my nonprofit and help veterans at the same time, and say, you, the VA, are that worthless. You are this worthless that I needed to start a nonprofit to help people because you simply don't want to. The research is there. You don't want to do it. You don't want to implement anything. I started the nonprofit. It's a screw you to you, the VA. Okay. I want, that's what I want to do, because
I
they
used to
don't
go to the
respond to anything
Augusta
else.
VA. They would send me to the CBOC 15 minutes down the road from me. I got up to 265 pounds. I felt like shit. I was diabetic. I switched to the Atlanta VA. Now I get community care to a doctor in town, takes care of all of my shit. The VA pays for it. I've lost 60 pounds. I feel fucking great. Switch VAs. It was so great. I mean, my health has improved like that, and it started almost instantly when I stopped going to the VA.
Well, what I'm going to do is I gotta see through this process with this doctor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have this doctor try to help me find a doctor in my area that I can go to. So once I switch hospitals and the VA says, what doctor do you want to go through with community care? My doctor in Ohio said, this guy. So yeah,
Right.
this is the guy I'm going to. I'd like you to pay the bill to where I don't have a bill collector crawling all over me, because you'd actually pay the bill on time. What a radical notion, you know? So I guess that's what I'm going to do for now. But I still want to build the nonprofit, because anytime I can shame the VA, I will do it with impunity. I will do it without reservation. So we'll come up with a name with it eventually. But this nonprofit is what I'm going to say is this nonprofit is intended to be a damning indictment on the VA, and I'm going to rub their nose in it like a puppy's nose gets rubbed and pooped, as it should be. Okay. The VA, the bootlicking CVSOs who don't fight for us, Oh, we have a commitment. Screw your commitment. You're not living up to it. Okay. You're just a pencil pusher. You're just a paper pusher. You're not living up to it if I'm having to get on here and beg for help. So yeah. If you talk about your commitment, screw your commitment. You're not living up to it. You're lazy and worthless. You're a bro vet. Period. Okay. So there you go. We're starting a nonprofit. What the hell? So yeah. All right. Check it out. Here's the plan, man. Not only am I going to do this, once we go for the record again, I'm going to try to set it up to where I've got a place to where I've got my Wi-Fi at that place. I'm going to see if I can do some kind of an engine project of some sort. So I'm doing something other than flapping my gums for 4 hours, because the last thing we need is me cracked out on Bang, just saying whatever random dysfunctional veteran lunacy pops in my head. I want to be doing something tangible. So yeah, I'm going to get to work on that. I've got a couple of crazy harebrained ideas. Mary, we'll work on that. Don't even worry about it. So yeah. Okay, so check it out. And you know what? I'm going to read this. When women go through menopause, they start growing facial hair, among other things, because there is more testosterone in their body than estrogen. We all have estrogen and testosterone in our bodies. Yeah, it's the classic. If you're a woman, you have a certain amount of each, and yeah. So we need to get the female, but we need to get our sisters in this too, simply because we don't want this just. Yeah, so we're gonna figure it out for females too. So yeah, we're gonna have. There you go. We're starting a nonprofit somehow, some way, and yeah, we're going to do this again to shame the VA. I know I'm being repetitive, but I have this short-term memory somewhere between a dumb dog and a toddler right now, and until my testosterone and my blah 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 blah. I don't want to. I haven't wrapped my mind around my mood swings in relation to my blood sugar levels. I just don't. I haven't done it. Not that I don't want to do it. I just don't have. Let me help
It
you.
definitely affects it.
This is I don't have a protocol, a diagnostic trouble tree, and a disassembly and assembly process, proverbially speaking, for my PTSD, my diabetes, and how they all interact. So I really don't know how to do it. So I don't want to do it haphazardly. That's the
If
other
you
thing I
get
want to.
your testosterone put in check and get in hormone replacement therapy, it all goes into balance, and it's a wonderful thing. I can't describe it enough.
Well, we're gonna have to find a way to get me on testosterone therapy as soon as humanly possible because right now I'm broke. So yeah, I got some begging to do and some. Hopefully, I'll have a job soon. I don't know yet, but okay. I don't know you from Adam. Get lost. So yeah. So here's what we're gonna do for the rest of the show. If there are any questions, just run your mouth. Just say what you need to say in the comments. You hang on because I'm gonna just use you as a sounding board right now because my brain is just spinning right now. So the plan is for right now, besides, fighting with the VA and shaming them and shaming congressmen because, well, they're nothing but prison girlfriends to the VA. I'm going to be doing, and the beautiful thing about the doctor is we're going to do stuff because you have to do stuff naturally too. You can't just solely rely on synthetic means. So we're going to do stuff as far as cooking is concerned to at least try to help improve veteran situations as far as this testosterone output versus their estrogen input. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And their cortisol input. We got to do you have to do natural stuff because synthetic stuff only lasts but for so long, and the natural stuff you need to do. Obviously, need to do them together, but I want to get the most out of the natural stuff.
Right. Well, your natural stuff is already kaput. It's done. It's already tanked.
My doctor and I will talk about that next week, and we'll go from there.
For sure. Y'all can talk about that, but yeah, for the most part, once you're down at that level, until you might be able to come off of it and do a cycle of testosterone support, almost like you would do steroids, enough for you to lose weight, and then you might be able to jumpstart your system into making it again. But until you get down to the north, get all the other stuff back in balance, you're not going to be able to jumpstart it.
Well, and the natural will help that too.
Definitely.
Well, so that's what the doctor and I got to work on for that, for the cookbook. And plus, I'm going to do the writer's guide. Yeah.
HCG and aromatase inhibitors help keep it from canceling out completely naturally.
Right.
It's a lot that goes into it. I'm sure your doctor knows.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have that discussion, and we're going to put a plan together to have this available for veterans so they can, okay, now I can restructure my diet and my exercise. Because what I want to do kind of a testosterone roller coaster kind of a thing. It would be like, okay, your day starts out, your testosterone is here, you do this, it spikes, you do this, it drops. Here's what we can do to kind of, not maybe restore some balance. You see what I'm saying? We'll create that to where it's super easy to follow. And yeah, that's what we'll do that. And then the beautiful thing is I'm going to be in the gym. It's my thing. It's what I do. So that's always going to help because I'm there 6 days a week.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that's going to be nothing but helpful. So, and like my doc already I already sent him that picture. So he knows I'm working out hard. So we just got to get the most out of it. So next week is going to be a good week because what we're going to do is going to be highly beneficial because it's like, okay, this dude has put this out there. I got to run with this because he's actually got an actual doctor actually explaining what the hell's going on. So I can take this plan and I can run with it and improvise from it. Okay. So that's my intention for next week. My plan, I've got a couple of other plans I'll share with you. You've seen a picture of my outdoor grill, right?
Yeah.
Matt and I from Hot Boxing and Matt all I'm gonna say is we're putting something together right now. I just talked with an engineer buddy of mine, and we might have to make some changes, but that's fine. But we're gonna build something that we're gonna build something that's gonna be, again, it's going to be obnoxiously veteran because it's going to be huge and it's going to be just it's going to be one of those things you could use it to we're going to build something that like you could have a platoon party and feed everybody.
Right.
I actually made a smart ass remark to my buddy who's got a herd of cows. I'm like, dude, kill one cow, like kill a cow, and we're gonna see how long it takes to both smoke and grill and cook a cow out of this thing. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Because we're going to and we're going to do it in such a way where I can more efficiently cook food in a watermelon to where it doesn't take 3 hours to cook the damn thing. Okay. And in my book, I told a story about how my grandmother grilled a turkey for 8 hours. She grills this turkey for 8 hours, right?
Right.
God is my witness. God is my witness. This woman, she's got the tin on the counter. She did it for 8 hours, but she did it in a tin, but she also put the turkey in a paper grocery bag. It's like 2 or 3 of them, and then she just hosed the grocery bag every 30 minutes or so to keep it wet to where it wouldn't dry out and burst into flames, right?
Right.
Okay. She did that for 8 hours. Okay, she does it for 8 hours. And she takes the tin out, puts it on the counter. She pulls apart the mush that was the paper bag, moves that out of the way. God is my witness. She lifts up the bird. Plop, plop, the drumsticks fell out. Yes. Plop, plop. Now, you know how the white meat is kind of chalky sometimes?
Yeah.
Nope. You didn't even need a knife to cut it. It would just fall apart with the fork. And it was, oh, hallelujah. That's the other reason I'm building the grill, to recreate that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. I'm doing the watermelons. And because I've lived here in North Carolina since 2016, I've never smoked anything. Oh, I've caught so much hell for it. So I want to make up for lost time. So I want to, like my neighbor, God bless him, this man has earned his long-suffering badge with me. If I were a fraction of the Christian man this dude is, I would look like the second coming of Billy Graham. He is just that genuinely sweet of a human being. He makes me feel crappy when I'm mean. He's that nice. He made a Boston butt, and he brought some of it up to me. That hallelujah. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I haven't smoked anything since I've been here, and it's positively shameful. So I have to make up for lost time. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, dude, shoot that cow. Let's see how long it takes to both smoke and grill the cow. Okay. Oh, funny little story. I was in the National Guard many, many moons ago, and I mean many moons ago, like pre my first deployment in 05. This dude was from Colorado. He was a former professional bull rider. I said to him, dude, I've always wanted to ride a bull. I've always wanted to ride around on a pissed off hamburger. He says, you know, if you want to get technical, you're riding around on a pissed off pot roast. So yeah, yeah. Bulls are pissed off pot roast, not pissed off hamburgers. Now you know. So I just thought I'd share that. Okay. So yeah. So the plan is nonprofit. The plan is getting these test results turned into usable information for veterans. The plan is my STEMI money, at least a little bit of it, is going to go towards building Smokezilla. We'll just call her Smokezilla. We'll just leave it at that. yeah, we're gonna start. I got to start raising funds for a particular endeavor to get my book published because remember those two elite factions that we talked about, the toxic bro vet factions? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Well, I've already pissed them off because you see, I'll never apologize for defending my guys. I will apologize for the fact that I had taken the bull in a china shop after having snorted a pound of crack approach to defending my guys. Okay. But the damage is done. So I'm not self-publishing because for me, self-publishing stinks of defeat. That I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to read a story about a family member who told me this story's in the book. He told me I need to get over Baghdad and think happy, positive thoughts. I want to do this to rub his nose in it. Okay. And I want to do it as a way of saying thank you to people who have taken a chance on me because 2021's been kind of funky for me in the sense that I am clumsy as hell in the process of coming out of my shell and I'm doing things and I'm like, I hope I'm not pissing people off. I know I am pissing people off, but I like to hope I'm not pissing them off too bad. Okay. So the plan is to get these things going is my way of saying this is my contribution to you, the veteran community. This is the plan you can blow. No plan ever survives first contact. Take these plans, blow them to hell, improvise from there. Have fun. You're welcome. That way I can say I contributed this. And I don't want to be the guy. I believe commandment number 11 should be die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I don't want to be the villain. So I'm gonna give these contributions and say here it is and be like, I'm gonna chill now. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna fix cars and I'm gonna grill tasty dead animals and I'm gonna live my simplest, most chill life possible. And I'm gonna help veterans write their books. It's just gonna be discreet on the low to where they don't feel like just another number, like I'm genuinely helping them get what they need to get this out of their system. Like I'm never going to write another book. I won't say never. I always, because I don't have any talent. There are no talented writers anymore. There's simply talented editors who help the guy who just vomited his soul up into a laptop, turn it into something readable. So I have no talent, so to speak. So when I say I will not write another, I'll say you pay me $5 million, I'll write another book, not a penny less. And I say that because between the two deployments and the book, I have 6 to 8 functioning brain cells left, and I really would like to preserve them to where I can barely function on a daily basis. So no, I'll help other veterans write their books from that psychological, keep the writer's block at bay kind of a standpoint. And I'll do my projects, or I'm helping other veterans do projects on their vehicles because that's what I love. I gotta get my head on right so I can get back to doing that proficiently again because right now I'm not. So that's my plan. So if anybody's got questions, if anybody's got comments, fire it up. We got just a hair under 12 minutes left. So yeah, this is what we're doing here. We're shaming the VA. We're coming up with alternatives to the VA. We're doing things to help the veteran help himself and get out of his funk because you're going to watch me come out of mine, once I eventually am able to get some testosterone therapy, yada yada going.
Switching VAMCs will change your life. Wow, I wish I'd done it sooner. I really wish I'd done it sooner, and I wish I had the knowledge that I've gotten the past 18 months. 5, 6, 10 years ago. I really do.
Well, I gotta find somebody who knows about the VA situation in North Carolina, or could I get one in Ohio?
Yeah. There is nothing that says you can't. The only thing is they're not going to pay you to go there for visits. But yeah, you can be there. Absolutely, you can be registered at any VA in the U.S.
Could I be registered at the VA in Ohio and then say, hey, I want community care with that doctor in Ohio? Can I do that?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Woo-hoo! Okay.
If that VA does that care and that doctor it has the accreditation, basically he's got a medical license, yes, you can do that. Matter of fact,
Okay.
that would be the only way to do that because North Carolina is not going to pay for out of state care. It would have to be in state. But yeah,
All right. I guess I got to call up somebody. I got to get a hold of a couple people. And I know who I got to get a hold of. I've got an idea of a couple of people I got to get a hold of in Ohio. Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then, like I said, just do it by video. Do all the appointments by video.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay.
Definitely, that's the best. Just switch your VAMC because, matter of fact, when I first moved to Georgia, I stayed registered with the Maryland VA for 3 years just to make things easier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess I got a couple of veterans I can get a hold of that can tell me what are the good VAs and what are the bad ones, and I'll just go.
Yeah,
I got to find the one that is most likely to community care me to that doctor, so I can go to that doctor.
right. It'll
So,
have to do with what the specialty is and if it's in the purview of that VAMC.
well, I know a guy who is in Ohio who, you know what? I know exactly who I need to talk. I'm pretty sure I know exactly who I need to talk to. So, all right, check it out. We got 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes left. So, all right, everybody, here's the plan. Next week, I want you to tune in. And here's why I want you to tune in. Next week, my blood, I'm putting my skin in the, well, I'm not putting my skin in the game. I'm putting my blood in the game because my blood test results will be turned into a testosterone for dummies class. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to pee, finish eating my dinner. I'm going to get on another private chat because I know a veteran who is in that area who like, hey, find me this hospital that will help me get to that doctor for community care. That way, at the very least, that'll be paid for. Then I just
Right,
need help getting up to Ohio and get care because I got a place to stay. I'm good there.
right.
I got my lodging issues taken care of, and my buddy loves it when I cook for him anyways because he loves how wacky and out there I am with my cooking. You know, we had a lot of fun, and there you go. So okay, so nonprofit blood test results when we do the when we do the when we go for the world record again. I want to do a project so you can see me doing something other than running my mouth. Okay. And I'm going to find something that's in some crappy shape so you can see what it's like to actually work on something with actual problems. So yeah, that'll be fun too. But yeah, the plan right now is to get on testosterone therapy as quickly as I can because my fat ass needs to get back in shape for Warrior Fest because I need to be down to 225. And I'd like to be deadlifting about 500 pounds. And that yesterday was 445. So I'm inching my way up. So,
Right.
but yeah, and then this summer I'm going to talk to my kettlebell instructor and be like, we're going to do what's called the Suns Out, Guns Out workout, which is all I'm going to say is if you guys don't get motivated to get back in shape, at the very least, Carl, my producer, is going to start a pool as far as betting on when I'm going to what set I'm going to drop dead from. And the first thing I told him is I better get 10%. So yeah, at the very least, you'll be entertained watching me. You know, you're gonna
When you
watch
talk
me.
about testosterone replacement therapy, you say, well, this is your workout. Well, your workout will be your workout on steroids,
Mm-hmm.
literally on steroids. That's not even a figure of speech. You
Well, and
will
that's the thing.
literally be on steroids.
Well, the beautiful thing is this workout. This is North Carolina. The humidity in June, July, and August is. You will watch me. I can soak this. This is my one of Warrior workout shirt that's moisture weight. This thing is soaked. Like it's all sticking to me by the time I'm done. It's that bad. I'm gonna try. Keyword try. Right now, I've got a pair of 70-pound kettlebells that got me through the pandemic. I'm gonna upgrade to a pair of 100-pounders, and I'll do those because it's you do bicep curls, and it's sets of 60, 5 sets of 60, 50 curls, 10 swings, 40 curls, 20 swings, 30, 30, 40, 20, 50, 10. You do all that. I'm going to try to get my hands on a pair of 100-pound kettlebells. Okay. After you do that, you do 5 rounds of farmer's walks. Okay. By then, your grip is gone. Like when I say gone, I mean you're like this. So you guys can watch me suffer and laugh. And again, I'll get Carl to start a pool at the beginning. Is like, what set will he just drop dead on? Okay, or what set will it be like he gives? What rep? Like will he give out at 30 reps or 40 reps? Will he be able to do them 20 at a time? Yeah. So we'll have a whole range of pools of you can watch me struggle and suffer and grunt and groan and So yeah. So that'll be a fun workout because the humidity will be off the charts and it'll be great. So yeah. So yeah, that's the plan, is to get ready for Warrior Fest and get on testosterone replacement therapy as fast as I can based on on next week's. Let me see something here. 4 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, the plan is next week is going to be is basically going to be where everything resets and I adjust everything to get ready for Warrior Fest because I need to be down to 225. Need to be down to 220. And I'm working at it, so I just need I just need the nutrition and the supplementation and my hormones to get back in line to justify all the damn suffering.
Right.
So the grill, the Smokezilla, getting things set up to where I can do an engine, some kind of car project for the world record attempt again. And just getting ready for Warrior Fest, getting my hands on a good A to B vehicle for a good road trip, because I want to bring Smokezilla to Warrior Fest. I really do. So it's time to start. It's time to start raising money, saving money. The Stimmy's going to get started on building the bricks because I literally have to go to my local brickyard across town to find blemished fire bricks because I got to. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done on that. That thing is going to be. It's going to be. Again, it's going to be obnoxiously large. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. So, all right, we got about 2 minutes left. Final thoughts. What's on your mind?
Man, when your blood work gets back, if they start you on testosterone replacement therapy, I cannot describe how revolutionary it is. You know how like crackheads find out about Jesus and they want to preach to you about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same difference it will make like that. Within 12 hours, you'll feel like a different person. And I mean, it's a complete. The mental transformation happens very quickly, and the physical transformation will happen at a very accelerated pace. And within 6 months, you feel like you're 20 again, literally.
Okay.
And it's a revolutionary thing. And that's not a word that I'm saying, oh yeah, it's great. Like, no shit. You'll be like, holy fuck, I wish I did this sooner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great.
Okay. So yeah, I guess my goal is to get on testosterone replacement therapy as soon as humanly possible. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes. And I mean, it really is. It's like, holy shit, why did I wait so long to do this? It's revolutionary. And yes, if you change your VAMC and if you can change to the one in Ohio, yes, they will do your community care there. It's definitely, I mean, the absolute worst case scenario is they might say no. And I don't think you'd have that to worry about. If you can put the change to you can change to any VA you want to. They just won't do community care out of state.
Well, I'm going to be switching. Yeah, I'm going to be switching really soon simply because Salisbury hates my guts, so I might as well just
Right?
part company
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, make the VA work for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's the best thing to do though, is switch VAMC, switch one that will give you what you want where you want. And now that you don't have to actually physically go there, take advantage of it.
all right, check it out. Our time is up. Chad, you're the man. Thank you. And when we're at war, when we're talking about how well things have gone at Warrior Fest, we're gonna look back on this as a beautiful beginning because
Right?
yeah, it's time to get this done because you know I'm doing the work. It's just now
Oh,
we got to get
absolutely.
everything else in line.
Man, I did it. I went through the same thing. I went through this same shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I look back on it, it's like, God, I wish I did that sooner.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get it started. And with that, I, the Harambe Keeper, say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of my lunacy and having my guests on who are trying to kind of, you know, they're trying to wrangle me to a place where I'm a little less insane, you know, and more functional. So, all right. I'll see y'all next week when I have my doctor on here. You'll get to learn all about testosterone. It'll be great. So, and it's all about getting ready for Warrior Fest. So, see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Later, man.
Later.